Good morning, boys and girls, and happy Monday. It is February 2nd, 2026, and we are starting up a fresh week, a fresh day. Um, just a quick summary from last week. Friday I took a serious beating. Actually crashed out the qualified account that I funded and started up a new account and then consequently I didn't fully crash it, but it wasn't good. Lost about $1,500 on that one, which puts me dangerously close to crashing out that account. So I'm giving that one a rest for today. I actually started an additional account from there that I did not trade on Friday that I am currently going to be trading today. Reason being that I want this account and the other account from Friday to catch up on the number of days traded. And then I'm going to find a way to combo them together and trade them simultaneously. I think that's capable of doing. I just got to figure out how to do that. So I'll do that later today. Anyway, the focus for today, you can see that I've already marked out a bunch of areas of liquidity. I also blocked out, you can see here, I've got down here, these are two separate 1 hour gaps. And this one is also a 1 hour gap, fair market value gap. That's what these two are as well, fair market value gap on the 1 hour. So I'm going to look at these as being areas of liquidity and also indicators depending on which way the price action is going to go, depending on how it reacts passing into these areas, and then whether they reverse back out of them and they're respected, or if they get inversed and begin to push lower. Up here, I've marked out, as you can see here, from this section here and this section over here, is a 5-minute fair market value gap, which I think, based on where I'm going with my bias, I'm anticipating that to be respected. Well, if it doesn't, then that'll mean that we're actually looking at having a manipulation and a liquidity sweep above the Asian highs in both tickers. But in either respect, the more I began looking at it, I was looking at the 1 hour and the 4 hour. Both of them are looking bearish. You can see here as I move to the 1 hour that if I scroll down and tight on it, what we have something that came down, swung up lower highs, dropped bad, came back quite a bit, but still lower highs, dropped again, came back lower highs, dropped lower highs, dropped lower highs, drop, and right now lower highs as well. So like I said, what I anticipate is something to happen up in through this area during market manipulation time, and then dropping back down again before ultimately a reversal. The other thing that gives me let me move to the 4 hour real quick, and you'll see NASDAQ very closely mirrors that. If we're looking at the 4 hour, you're seeing here, we're coming up, we have a high, we come up, we make a new high, we sweep again, a new high, but then we get a break of structure, we get a lower high, coming down, coming back up again, another lower high, back, another lower high, back, and another lower high. So both the 1 hour and the 4 hour on both tickers are demonstrating some very bearish trend right now. So unless we get a serious break of structure to the upside, which let me go back to the 1 hour and the 4 hour because they are pretty closely mimicked. Unless we get a serious break of structure above these Asian highs, and quite honestly, I would think that we're probably going to show an uptrend more if we actually break this hourly high right here. And the same would go for indicators that I have on the other one as well. So if we have something that moves past that, then we'll have a break of structure. We'll be back in an uptrend. Currently on the slow, or on the small version of it, we're looking like we're in an uptrend. Ultimately, I'm still seeing that we're moving in a slight downtrend, but we'll see if we get that break of structure up in this area here. So let me show you why I'm still thinking we're going to run bearish. So if we analyze this a little more closely on the 5 minute, I'm seeing that we have, again, we're coming down, lower high, coming up. We made a slightly higher high, but it did not hold, got rejected, came back down during the in-between session. It looked like we were having a bit of a manipulation that came down and just swept these New York lows, then came back up. Asia was not able to come back up and hit any of these new highs. This was the highest point that the Asia session made, and that's the same that goes here. If you look here, same type of thing. We hit the New York lows, but did not get anywhere close to the New York highs. So you can see that this continued a downtrend. And in continuing that downtrend, it came down and ultimately caught the low end here, but dropped down through, came up a little bit, back down, set some new lows. And if we look here, you can see that it dropped down, swept these old New York lows, and then swept down some of the previous Asian lows as well. So a lot of activity on the Asian session. Made a slight comeback, but then just dropped again. That's when it took out the other lows and then began to make its trend back upward. So after it came down, made its trend back upward, this is where we see one of the three conditions that we're looking at for a bias. When London session started, it was a continuation. So it came up here. London was a continuation, had a slight manipulation here where it came, well, it came up here, hit these this area of liquidity, came up and kind of caught some of this in here, slight areas of liquidity, had a little bit of a retrace, came back up. You can see it sat around here for a while, which is right up in some liquidity right in here where it was sitting around, moving down back up. So again, what you see overall is a continuation, but a very, very slow one, and something that is more representative sideways action than anything, as you can see that we have here. So what I'm anticipating is, seeing as how we had what appears to be some version of a continuation, the only thing that I'm anticipating at this point, given both of these structures, is to have a manipulation that comes, it's going to take out London highs, maybe up into this area, this fair market value gap, and maybe taking out the Asia highs. But if this fair market value gap gets respected, then we're definitely looking at the manipulation happening up in here, sweeping this liquidity, getting this imbalance, and if it's respected, curling back down, and we're going to come down. And I don't know if we're going to get to Asia lows, but definitely a target will be this area of liquidity down here. We'll see how it respects these two 1 hour fair market value gaps, as well as this one over here on the NASDAQ. Same kind of thing. Coming up here, see if it respects this fair market value gap on the 5 minute. If so, and it begins to curl down, I think there's a good opportunity to take a trade where first draw on liquidity would be right here under these lows and under these lows. Second draw of liquidity would be these lows right here and possibly these lows. Ultimate target would be London lows, and then see if this 1 hour fair market value gap on both these gets respected. Because my second opinion on the day would not be that it is going to continue lower unless we inverse these fair market value gaps. Then we're going to target here, but as soon as we get to these Asian lows, I'm anticipating that this is now going to move back up at some point. Now, when that happens during the day is going to be difficult to tell. It could be later session, afternoon session, who knows. I'm going to watch price action. Today is going to be a day to be very, very patient. Just see what price action gives us. As is with the market, it'll chew you up if you think that you know what you're doing and you've got it all figured out. Because the fact of the matter is, the market will always find ways to prove you wrong if you think that you've got a solid take on what's going to happen with price action. So we're just going to go with what we see, and if we see an opportunity to take a trade, we'll bump in and take a trade. Hopefully, I'll be able to take a trade and get a trading day under my belt with this, get these two accounts qualified, and from there start targeting making some money. So all this week is just going to be qualification on the accounts. There is no real money to be made this week because I do not have any funded accounts that I'm working with. So this is just getting these accounts qualified and passed so that we can go to funding. Fingers crossed with a little bit of luck and some skill. Maybe we can get into some money making going into the beginning of next week. So we'll see how this week pans out. We've got about 45 minutes to market open, and I'm not going to do anything in pre-market because it's really, really slow this morning for pre-market. So I'm going to let things be, just let market open and watch it from there. So I'll pause the video here, and when we get to about 5-10 minutes before market open, I'll join in with you guys again, and we'll take a look at where price action is and see if our assessment still holds true at that time. All right, boys and girls, take care. We'll see you in a little bit. All right, boys and girls, we have just about 5 minutes to market open. And as you can see, price, excuse me, from where we last were has inched its way up. It's been slow, but it's been slowly inching its way up. It passed what I previously marked out as London highs. Over here on the S&P, it actually got up into the fair market value gap a little bit. Didn't quite get there with the NASDAQ. And I'm also noticing a very slight SMT divergence right here where we have a push higher up into the gap, yet this remained flat and did not. So to me, that's still an indicator that everything is looking like the price is going to move in the direction I'm predicting. So, again, we're just going to stay tight and see what price action gives us at market open. Seems that it did push a little higher coming up towards these gaps. I am anticipating we're going to get a push into the gaps. And then from there, it's just a matter of whether or not the gap is respected or if it gets inversed. If it gets inversed, then chances are the manipulation is going to happen over here at the Asian highs. If it does get respected, then that's where the liquidity is going to go, and we're probably looking at something that's going to turn down. So we'll see what price action gives us at market open in about just under 4 minutes. So let's just sit tight and observe. See what happens for market open. Check a little news here. Yeah, metals meltdown, stocks fall. A lot of bearish news out there right now. So yeah, I'm seeing a market manipulation and then a downturn, a reversal. Maybe Asian highs. Might be able to take a scalp going up to Asian highs, but we'll see what the market gives us. That that value gap is really going to be the focal point. We might, now that I think about it, market does funny things. I wonder if maybe we're going to do a quick dip, take some liquidity right here, and then shoot up, take that liquidity, and then continue down. It'll be interesting to see. We'll see how obvious it looks come market open. Also, too, now with just under 2 minutes to market open, another observation that I want to bring to everyone's attention. This upswing right here, when I switch to the 15-minute on this, you'll see that it's actually a fair market value gap. So this could also be something. If we see this FMG get inversed, then we're going to sweep liquidity down here and head down. If it's gets respected, then we're going to curl up, take out some manipulations here. So there's a number of different scenarios here that I'm keeping an eye on, depending on what indicators it gives me. And even with that, I might just sit on the sidelines and just check out what happens until something really obvious presents itself to me. I'm going to play things a little more conservatively today. I'm just looking to get some trades in so I can have some consistency. And you need 5 trades minimum in order to qualify. That's one of the qualification rules on the particular account that I'm working with. And obviously the money ones, but yeah, you got to trade for a minimum of 5 trading days in order to qualify the account. So that's going to be the goal. All right, so 30 seconds to market open. It looks like we're anticipating a bit of a push maybe going into those markets. So again, I don't have any preset bias just yet. We're going to see what happens. We got about 15 seconds. Okay, market open. Looks like we're going to go into this value gap. Let's see if we break it. Pushing out in the NASDAQ. We're just about there. Looks like we want to go to the Asian highs. I'm going to sit it out because I'm not 100% sure that we've inversed it. We are pushing beyond it. S&P is not, however. Okay, we're getting there. All right, so it looks like we're going to take out Asian highs on the NASDAQ. S&P just barely pushed the fair market value gap. Looks like it's respecting it. We might have an SMT divergence here developing, and if we do, then that's still going to reinforce my particular bias. Yeah. Yeah, we're coming back down into it here. I'm going to switch to the 1 minute real quick and see where we're at. Okay. I might take a quick scalp right here. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait on this. I'm going to see if it comes back in. Yeah, it's not liking that right now. No, no. Okay, it looks like the S&P might be the lead on this one. It wants to take these Asian highs, but okay, I'm going to go ahead and take a quick scalp here. Nope. I think we're going to push. Okay, I'm out. Not bad. A few dollars, nothing major. But I think that's our liquidity sweep. So now that we're down into the 1 minute, we have ourselves a fair market value now coming the other way. This is now invalidated. So I am going to get rid of this. We have a fair market value gap coming the other way now. So, and that's right here at the London highs. So I'm going to get rid of this now because this is no longer valid. I'm going to get rid of this. And now we're just going to sit and wait. Go down to the 1 minute here real quick. We do not have a value gap on the yeah, we do not have a value gap there. It looks like I'm gonna bias this right here. I'm gonna draw out this value gap real quick. So there's the value gap we're dealing with. This has also been invalidated, so we can get rid of this one. This was inversed. We can get rid of those now. Yeah, we definitely have a SMT divergence developing here with NASDAQ as the lead. So we're going to anticipate both of those coming back down. Okay, we have a low set here. So I'm going to wait for a break of structure. If we get another low candle that closes out below here, that'll be my indicator that we're going to be bearish. Because this is already manipulated Asian highs. This one has not yet. So I'm thinking this is probably going to stretch for Asian highs, and this is just going to curl. So we'll see. Wow, looks like we're actually doing better. Okay, so this is definitely moving in a different direction than I anticipated. So this could just be continuation. I'm sitting out because I anticipated a different kind of a move. So until I see that something is going in where I want, I don't have any entries here. There's just nothing happening that gives me any confidence with the kind of more conservative look that I'm trying to get here. Let's go to the 5 minute and see what we got. So we've got a large 5 minute fair value gap right here. We've got other yeah, actually right here, this fair market value gap right here. So Well, I think I'm going to have to reverse my bias on this because it certainly did not act like this was going to do what it did. All right. So we've got 1 minute fair market value gap right here. I'm going to mark out. There's actually two there, but I'm going to mark this out as one, and then there's this one right here. Plus we have another one here. I mean, this is on the 1 minute, so. Well, it dipped down in. If this finishes where it's at, I might go ahead and just take a long. I think maybe that's where we're at. But then again, all right. We'll see where this candle finishes. If it dips down in and then finishes out, I mean, where it's hanging out, we've got these Asian highs, so the manipulation I think is happening here, even though we've already taken the manipulation here. So this finished inside, and it looks like we're dipping down. So we very well, okay, so we might be taking this down after all. If we inverse this fair market value gap, then I will go ahead and take a short after all. Okay, it dipped down in. Well, I mean, this could be a long then. Okay, this got respected. All right. Hang on. Oh, I'm waiting. I was going to take a long, but I think I'm going to wait it out. We have basically a lower high and what's looking like another lower high. It could just be a pullback, but I'm going to wait it out. Seems we're respecting it, but okay, I'm going to take the long then now. Yeah, we're definitely respecting that gap. So yeah, it's a pullback. See, this is still looking like an SMT to me. But okay, we're making some headway here. All right, so I think what we're going to do, I'm going to all right, I'm out. I'd rather take a few smaller trades. I'm still positive on the day. Okay, we hit the touch point, which would have been the target I was looking at. I'm still not feeling 100% confident about this. It's still looking bullish. We've had a pullback. We've respected it. I might take one over here instead and target up. They're just at different target points, but I just have to believe this is market manipulation and coming down. I don't know that the market is strong enough with everything else news-wise and what happened with the metals markets that we're going to be bullish here, but the market will always surprise you. Let's take a look what the 5 minute looks like. Yeah, see, we're looking pretty good. But it's just hanging out. It's not doing anything significant, so really the S&P is looking more bullish than Nasdaq, even though Nasdaq is acting more aggressively. Just wants to keep going. Just moving really slow. All right, I gotta wait for some kind of pullback or some kind of other sign. If this thing runs, it runs. I've got to be patient here. I just not seeing the kind of price action that gives me the warm and fuzzies about any of this. I'm really anticipating this to curl over and to take out some of those value gaps that were created. There just seem to be better targets headed down than there did up, but looking at the S&P now, we've got all kinds of targets up here that we can hit. It's just not giving me anything just yet. Looks like we might have an SMT divergence forming. We see this sort of still headed in an upward trajectory, whereas this one is sort of, it curled, came in, and then is starting to work its way more down. So we'll see. S&P probably is looking to hit this target right here and sweep some liquidity. Yeah, still looking good. I'm going to keep an eye out for a break of structure. If we get a break of structure on the S&P right in here, might be good for a short coming down into this fair market value gap. Break of structure here, I don't know that I would be as confident with, but it could definitely look like it would take these out as well. Yeah, it looks like that's what we're getting. Okay. Might be good at the S&P taking a short, and we'll target that fair market value gap. This is indicating a break of structure here. Not much of a fair market value gap there. Let's see if we have the break of structure. We do have a lower, okay, so this is actually a low with a lower low, a low with a higher low. So actually this is looking more bullish than bearish now. I think I'm going to go ahead and take a long here. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm not going to take a long just yet. We'll see what happens here. Just get the feeling as soon as I do, this sucker's going to reverse, but there's just not enough to go on right now, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I like the direction it's going now. Everything's looking very bullish. Okay, I'm going to go long here. Probably foolish to do so, but I will do it. I'm going to make the target right here. That'll be my target. Okay, looks like we'll be good to hit the target. All right, so we're good there. All right, so far so good. I mean, you know, technically I've made the goal for today on this, so I think we're going to be okay. I think at this point, I'm just going to switch to paper. Profit today is 660 on the day. So count summary here. Let's do this. There we go. Total P&L 660. That's good enough for me. I don't want to take a lot of chances on this, and it doesn't really help me any if I max it out on one day and then just have to, you know, fitter through the rest. So $3,000 is the target for profit. So that means that I am already more than 1/5 of the way, and considering I need 5 trading days in a row in order to do it, I've maxed my average and actually sat a little bit above it. So I'm good where this is. I'm going to switch to paper at this point and just look at some other opportunities on paper. But for now, I've done what I needed to for the prop account, and I will just switch it from there. So let's do this. Connect another broker. Let's go to paper. All right, so now we're officially on paper now. Not bad. Did 660 today before 8 a.m. local time, 10 a.m. Market time. So I think all things considered, we're doing okay. It's just a matter of being patient and being consistent. That's really going to be the name of the game here. I got to admit, I'm a little surprised that it went completely against my bias. And there was something in the back of my mind that said the possibility existed that this could go bullish, just based on the fact that we had an upward swing with a little bit of continuation. But the interesting thing was there wasn't any real market manipulation going to that. I really would have thought that it would have done that unless you consider the pre-market, whatever market manipulation that there was, bringing some new money in and sweeping. But you know, normally I'm waiting for 9:30 in the morning for there to be any real market manipulation, and based on the price action of both tickers, it really just hasn't come that way. It just it pretty much just took off and stayed taken off. So it looks like we got another fair market value gap that we're working on. I'm going to mark these out. Here we go. And we'll see if these get taken out. Right now they are being respected. So we'll see. Whoop, damn it. Let's try that again. I got one of those weird computer mouses that has the thumb controller. As you can see here, it's got the thumb controller where I manipulate the action with my thumb. Whoops, the action with my thumb. Hand will go on it like this, and I move it with my thumb. It helps in keeping me having to move my hand around a lot. I can keep it stationary. I actually ended up getting this mouse back when I used to travel in my corporate job, being on planes and whatnot. I'd have my laptop rather than having my hands on my lap, manipulating that little sensitivity pad in the middle of the laptop. I like the idea of having the mouse. I could sit my arm on the armrest, my hand on the armrest, and keep the mouse just right on the armrest of the plane. And I could just use my thumb to manipulate the mouse and click, and I could keep it very still. I didn't have to move my hand around. And I just got used to doing it that way. It was just easier. I can just rest my hand where it's at and keep it there. So it looks like we're respecting this fair market value gap, at least for now. If we do, and we come out of this, and this was just a little pullback, and we're swinging up, at that point, I'm going to take longs, and I might go hard on the longs, targeting previous day's highs, because we also have that here with the S&P that's real close as well. So I've turned my opinion now. I'm going to get very bullish for the time being, provided, of course, this candle, closes, or, we pull out of this value gap here. And if we do, then, especially on the 1 minute, then we have enough strength to keep going. Looks like we're close, though. Oh, no. Looks like we're inversing the gap on the S&P. Interesting. That would be an interesting pull if that did that. Wow. Okay. Looks like S&P would be leading the way. Yeah, S&P's nosediving. Okay, I am going to sell on the NASDAQ then. I see that the S&P is starting. Oh, so I'm thinking, well, hang on a second. There's one other thing I want to check here real quick. Let's just check equilibrium, because, sometimes you get equilibrium and, oops. If we reverse this value gap as well, then it'll be good to take a short. Looks like we're doing that. So I think I'm going to. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and take one here at the same time. I'm going to put my take profit down here into this liquidity right here. I'll move my stop up here above these highs. Here. Take profit's going to be right here. Stop will be right here. Technically, I could put the stop above here just in case it maneuvers a little bit more, but I'm going to actually take this target. I'm going to move this up right to here. That's what I'm going to target right there. Okay, I'm getting out of these while I can. There. All right. So there's profit on those. I'm not getting greedy. Where are we at with this? History. Nope. Okay. A couple of profitable trades. Looks like we are a little over 850 on the day with the paper. So not bad there. This looks like it's still dropping though. So I would, I mean, I originally targeted down here. So we'll see if this makes its way back or not. I'm thinking it won't. Because we definitely have a break of structure. Whoa, hello. Wow, it's crazy. All right, I'm going to short this some more. We definitely have a break of structure here. I'm going to go nutty on this. All right, let's see. Let's see if I get a fill here. Come on, people. Where's my fill? This has been acting a little squirrely lately. Oh, there we go. Now, well, one of them filled. There's the other one. Jeez, I'm criminers. Okay, I'm going to move the take profit, same spot. Take profit is going to now be down here. Stop loss will be up here. Put the stop loss up here. Stop up here. I'm going to put my take profit actually down. Come on. Oh, okay. It wasn't taking. That's what the problem is. I'll put it right here. There we go. What the hell? Wow, this is acting squirrely, man. Good grief. What the hell just happened? Whoa. Okay. This is really not going where I want it to. Well, I guess we'll see. Did I just... Hmm. I'm going to get stopped out. I'm going to get stopped out, man. Yeah, this is going to be bullish. I think I misjudged this one. Yeah, we're going bullish. It's an SMT divergence, man. Should I move it or keep it? I think it was just a pullback. I'm going to get stopped out. This is going to the highs. All right, if that's the case, I'm going bullish. Yep. Because now we're going to get a break of structure. It's teasing. It's teasing. Yeah, here we go. No, wow. Yeah, there we go. Time to get stopped out. Yep, we did. We're stopped out now. All right. Okay. Let's take profit at this point. Let's take profit. Okay. That's just what we're doing. We'll just let them sit. That's horrible risk management right there. But on this one, the risk management's good. This one, it's horrible from where I set it up. But that's really crazy. I did not anticipate this to be bullish at all. Not sure where I got my analysis so wrong. I'll have to go back and take a look at it. But all the indications were was that this was gonna flip, and it doesn't look like it's going to. All right, we'll let that sit. We'll let it play out. And in the meantime, I will. Well, let me check my orders real quick. Okay. Getting a little bit of a pullback here, but everything is looking very strong bullish at this point. Still blows me away that I don't understand how I could have been so off my normal assessment, but like I said, that's the market for you, man. That's just what happens. Asian highs were taken out. So we continue to push. Just going to want those highs. Right now it's like hovering at New York highs, previous day highs. So we'll see what happens. I mean, we get a little bit of a downturn, then so be it. I'm going for something a little higher than that. I might even take this. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to take this. I'm going to push this right to here. And what I'll do is I'll just take profit when it breaks Asian highs. Yeah, there we go. Yep, I'm going to take one. It's really taken a while for these trades to be executed on paper. It's really bizarre. I'm used to it being faster than that, and it's just been really lagging. Not sure what that's all about. Well, if it does actually execute, oh, I think it did. Okay, it executed. Next target's going to be right here. So let me do this. Modify the order. I guess I can't do that. Won't let me split orders. That's weird. Hmm. All right. I'm just going to let it ride. It's fine. I'll let it ride. I'll just do it manually. These things are just taking a long time to execute, or even if I'm changing an order, whatever. So we'll let them sit. Just stay patient, patient, patient. Hmm. All right. All right, I'm gonna only let this ride for a little bit longer. I mean, I still think we're plenty strong. Nasdaq's got no place to go in its bullish except continue right up to these targets. Getting a little pullback on the S&P. We have a little bit of a target here. We've got a little bit of target up here. So we get a little bit of a pullback. Everything really wants to move though. I'm going to pull out of this. I'm going to close this. I'm going to close this. There. Just get that closed. Get those positions closed. I think I've just had enough. I'm not. I don't want to wait for it. Okay, looks like whatever I lost, I made up, or pretty close to it anyway. So 3,300 down, and maybe 3,500 up. So, I mean, we're net positive on the day. Well, here, let me take a look. I don't know if my P&L. Yeah, I think the P&L is just, yeah, the P&L is just a cumulative, but okay, we're okay. I mean, it's still pushing its way up, so I think I'm going to continue long on this. Yeah, I'm going to continue long. To take profit right here. Stop loss down here. Actually, stop will probably be down here somewhere. Might be a bad place for the stop loss. Well, then again, it'd be part of a break of structure, so. Yeah, let's see. There we go. Take profit right here. Stop loss right here. That's not a very good risk to reward ratio, but you know what? Nah, it's going to get hit. All right, we're good there. All right, we'll leave this right where it is. There we go. Add a little strength to it. Mm, okay. Well, we're an hour and 12 minutes on this. I might cut this video down just not deal with paper. Having you guys see paper. This is just for me more than anything. So I'll probably trim this down and just publish the one for the other account. Yep. Just want to see this. Hmm. Yeah, looks like we're getting a crazy break of structure here. Hmm. Really thought I'd do better than that. Yeah. Okay. I'm out. It's probably going to come back. Nope, it sure ain't. You know what? Let's just get crazy. Target here. The stop right here. We'll see what happens. Okay, I'm going to stop the video here. I'm just playing, just testing out some stuff. So, no sense continuing anymore. Met what I had to with the prop account. So, this is more or less just experimentation. All right, y'all. We will talk to you tomorrow.